Welcome to my channel Limelight Leaks. Please share and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for latest updates.
And couldn't get you and paid him. You already paid him? I did pay him. How many monies? 6,000. Christie Brimberry was once the heart of Gas Monkey Garage on a TV show called Fast and Loud. She had to deal with health problems and big life changes. Come with us as we learn about the sad story behind her struggles. A fight for life outside the garage. Christie Brimberry was more than just a face on Fast and Loud. She was the person who kept Gas Monkey Garage running when things got crazy. While Richard Rawlings went after big ideas and wild car builds, Christie did the serious work of paying bills, keeping records, finding car parts, and making sure jobs stayed on track. She kept the strong people in the shop calm and kept the business moving forward. But the fame and fast life that came with the job could not get her ready for the hardest fight of her life, one that had nothing to do with cars. In August of 2016, Christie's life changed in a second. She found a bump in her throat and went to the doctor thinking it was nothing big. Tests showed it was thyroid cancer. It was a shock that hit her right when she was well known and at the top of her job. The busy days of ordering parts, talking to customers, and filming the show suddenly turned into hospital visits, medical tests, and talks with doctors about surgery and treatment. The plan was to have a quick surgery, remove the thyroid, and be back to normal soon. But when doctors started the operation, they found the cancer had spread. It was not only in her thyroid, but also in nearby lymph nodes and had reached her windpipe. They had to remove part of her windpipe to stop the spread. During the process, one of the nerves that controls her voice got hurt. When Christie woke up, she couldn't speak. For someone known for her quick comments and strong voice in the shop, the quiet was painful. She had to use notes, hand signals, and be patient to talk to people. This went on for months, and it was one of the hardest parts of getting better. The surgery was followed by chemotherapy and radiation. These treatments made her tired and sick, taking away her energy day by day. She had to step away from the show and focus on her health. Fans saw she was missing, but few knew the full story. Behind the scenes, Christie was fighting a battle that was harder than any deadline or tough build at Gas Monkey Garage. Even with all the pain and fear, Christie stayed strong. She set small goals like walking more each week or spending time outside with her kids. She tried to keep a good attitude even when she was weak from treatment. She knew she had to keep going for herself and her family. Gas Monkey Garage kept going without her in the shop every day, but people there remembered her as more than just an office manager. She was the one who kept things together when people got angry and pressure got high. Her tattoos, including a barbed wire design around her ankle, became a sign of her confidence and strength, a reminder that she had always been tough, even before cancer. By the end of 2017, Christie got the news she had been waiting for. She was cancer-free. It was a huge relief, but getting better didn't end there. Her voice had changed and speaking took more work. But she slowly got used to it. She treated her healing like a long-term project. One step at a time. Life after the show brought new problems. Fame was still part of her life, but it also brought trouble. Fake social media accounts showed up trying to trick her fans. In 2021, her own account got hacked and private stuff was leaked. It was a huge invasion of her privacy. But just like before, Christie refused to let it break her. She got control of her accounts back and kept moving forward. Christie also started focusing on her health and fitness. She told her followers that she felt stronger than ever and was in the best shape of her life. She drove a black Jeep Wrangler that was customized with off-road features, showing that her love for special cars never went away. She even started doing modeling shoots, not just for style, but as a way of celebrating the body and spirit that had beaten cancer. By 2021, she could proudly say she had been cancer-free for 5 years. For someone who once feared she might not live long enough to see her children grow up, it was a win beyond words. Her posts online started to show more than just updates. They carried a sense of being thankful and confident that came from surviving something life-changing. Christie's years at Gas Monkey Garage from 2012 to 2017 were unforgettable. She appeared in 55 episodes of the show, organizing the work behind the scenes and helping the team handle big projects. She dealt with all types of people and still kept everything running. Even now, years later, fans remember her as one of the key parts of Fast and Loud. The show has since moved to YouTube with a smaller crew, but her absence is still felt by loyal viewers. To many, the best years of Gas Monkey Garage were the ones with Christie at the center of it all. She proved that you didn't need to be the one holding the tools to be important to the team. Her journey after Fast and Loud isn't just about leaving television. It's about facing cancer, losing her voice, dealing with public invasion, and still finding the strength to rebuild her life. She walked through pain and came out stronger with a drive that no disease or hardship could take away. And as she rebuilt her life outside the spotlight, new doors started to open. From family milestones to fresh business ventures which led us into the next chapter of her story. New paths and new strengths. After leaving Fast and Loud, Christie Brimberry entered a new part of life, one that tested how strong she was in ways that had nothing to do with cars or television. Her battle with thyroid cancer had changed her forever, and she knew that her next steps had to show the new person she had become. Christie no longer worked behind the scenes at Gas Monkey Garage. Yet, her life stayed full of purpose and energy. While the cameras were gone, her story kept unfolding in amazing ways. Christie used social media as a tool to stay connected with her fans and share her life openly. On Facebook, more than 1.2 million people followed her updates, while her Instagram had over 300,000 followers. These platforms became a space where she could celebrate wins, show gratitude, and show her growth. For Christie, the online world offered a stage that did not demand perfection, but allowed honesty. Through posts, photos, and messages, she built a bridge from her past fame to a present filled with independence and self-confidence. Her personal life brought joy that helped heal old wounds. In 2020, Christie celebrated the arrival of her first grandson. That small, precious life meant hope, continuity, and the power to move forward. For a woman who had faced a life-threatening illness, holding her grandson meant more than words could capture. It reminded her that despite everything she had gone through, life could still offer moments of pure happiness and love. Christie's work life also took a new direction. In 2022, she and her husband opened Muse Salon in Dallas. This business combined her husband's hairstyling talents with Christie's organizational skills and business experience. The salon quickly gained loyal customers, and Christie put herself into the project with the same dedication she once gave to Gas Monkey Garage. Opening a business after leaving a high-profile TV show took courage, discipline, and vision. Christie's success in this new field proved that she could adapt and do well even when the circumstances were completely different. The year 2021 marked another bold move. Christie became a content creator on OnlyFans. Many fans were surprised, but Christie approached the platform with clarity and confidence. She made it clear that her husband supported the decision and that she felt empowered by her ability to explore new ways of sharing herself and her creativity. Christie wrote, "This has been a long time coming. I am so happy with where I am in life right now and finally confident in my skin." For her, this step was less about fame or controversy and more about taking back her power and celebrating her survival. She had survived cancer, rebuilt her voice, and learned to trust herself in a world that often tried to define her. Christie's journey online was not without challenges. As stated earlier, hackers tried to take advantage of her social media accounts, sometimes demanding she post content in exchange for control. At one point, her Instagram account was temporarily taken over and fake accounts appeared, copying her life and her name. Christie faced these issues head-on, getting control of her accounts back, and using them to keep sharing her story. The obstacles she faced online were like the struggles she had overcome in real life, threats and fear, but she faced them with determination and clear boundaries. Social media also became a way for Christie to support herself financially and creatively through advertising deals. She was able to fund treatments and promote her business ventures. She used her influence to share messages of empowerment, offering advice to followers who were struggling with fitness, health, or confidence. Posts like, "Happy Work Hard Wednesday, when you feel like you can't do it or reach it, just keep working," showed a commitment to self-improvement and never giving up. Through this, Christie became more than a former TV star. She became a mentor, an example of strength, and a source of inspiration. Christie also found ways to care for her physical and mental health in new ways. After her recovery from cancer, she took her fitness seriously, understanding that health was now a cornerstone of her life. She did regular workouts, shared progress with her followers, and encouraged others to take their wellness seriously. Her journey showed that even after facing the darkest moments, it was possible to get back energy, confidence, and joy in the body. For Christie, fitness was not just about looks. It was a symbol of taking back control over life after illness. As for her love for cars, though no longer central to her daily work, it stayed part of who she was. Christie drove a customized black Jeep Wrangler, a vehicle that showed both her style and her strength. The Jeep with round headlights, off-road modifications, a winch, and a roof-mounted light bar showed her continued connection to adventure and strength. It was a modest collection compared to Gas Monkey Garage. Yet, it carried personal meaning. The Jeep represented freedom, individuality, and a reminder that Christie could still enjoy the things she loved even in a quieter life. This wasn't all, as modeling also became another important part of Christie's life. As a woman above her 50 who had survived cancer, she embraced opportunities to celebrate her body and her journey. Modeling offered a chance to express confidence, creativity, and pride in herself. Each photo shoot was a reminder that she had come out of her struggles with dignity and empowerment. Christie's approach to modeling was not about getting approval from others. It was about owning her story and presenting herself with strength and charm. Besides all of these, family stayed central to her daily life. She spent time with her children, supported their achievements, and engaged in ordinary moments like picking them up from school. These simple routines were sacred to her, offering structure, stability, and joy. Christie's posts often highlighted her role as a wife, mother, and grandmother, showing that family was both a motivation and an anchor in her life. Through her presence, she modeled strength for those closest to her, proving that even after hardship, one could thrive in love and relationships. Christie's reinvention after leaving television also showed a broader lesson about identity. Many who rise to fame struggle to find purpose once the spotlight fades. Christie, however, showed that identity is not fixed to a career or a public personality. She navigated transitions with honesty, pursuing ventures that showed her passions and values. Whether it was opening a salon, posting content online, modeling, or advocating for health and fitness, each step highlighted her determination to build a fulfilling life beyond the screen. Her popularity, despite the challenges, stayed undeniable. Fans from Fast and Loud continued to follow her updates, celebrating her milestones and encouraging her in new endeavors. Christie's life became a bridge between her past achievements and her current successes. By staying active and present, she proved that survival could evolve into empowerment and that public attention could be transformed into positive energy rather than pressure. The story of Christie Brimberry after Fast and Loud is not just about overcoming illness or leaving television. Rather, it's about the courage to step into new roles, embrace opportunities, and cultivate a life that feels authentic. Her choices show that strength is built over time through trials and through the willingness to keep moving forward, even when life does not follow the plan. Through her ventures in business, fitness, modeling, and online platforms, Christie has created a life that honors her past while forging a new path for herself. Her journey shows resilience, self-belief, and the power of reinvention. Every post, every business step, and every personal milestone shows a woman who has faced extreme tragedy and responded not with fear, but with action and confidence. The challenges Christie faced have also highlighted important lessons about independence and trust. She learned to protect herself online, handle public rumors, and make choices that were right for her, not just expected by others. By embracing new paths, Christie Brimberry has proven that life after tragedy can be rich with opportunity, joy, and growth. She has taken her experiences, painful and difficult, and transformed them into motivation, showing courage in both visible and quiet ways. Her story after Fast and Loud is one of determination, creativity, and unwavering spirit. She faced public attention, health crisis, and personal challenges, yet continued to carve a life that shows strength and independence. As Christie continues to grow in her personal and professional path, it is clear that her journey is far from over. Her strength after cancer, her bold business decisions, her online presence, and her dedication to family all paint a picture of a woman who has turned tragedy into a foundation for lasting growth. After surviving the shadows of cancer and stepping away from the constant attention of reality TV, Christie Brimberry's journey took a new turn. Though once a fixture at Gas Monkey Garage, her life after Fast and Loud shows both the passing of an era and the personal choices that define her today. With the cameras gone and the shop evolving, fans have often wondered, does Christie still work with Richard Rawlings? And what became of the show that made her famous? Christie and Fast and Loud. Even the greatest things must come to an end, and it was no different for Christie Brimberry and her role at Gas Monkey Garage. During her time on Fast and Loud, Christie became a familiar face, loved by fans for her ability to keep the workshop organized. She was not just an office manager. She coordinated the work, tracked finances, and made sure projects stayed on schedule. For viewers, she represented order in the chaos of car bills, hot rod restorations, and Richard Rawlings' unpredictable energy. Christie's appearances on the show were interrupted when she faced a serious health battle, but she returned briefly for the 15th season, which aired in 2019. This was about a year before the show officially ended in 2020. After the show's cancellation, Christie's professional relationship with Gas Monkey Garage slowly ended. She no longer shares work-related updates from the garage and instead focuses on her co-owned Muse Salon Dallas, a business she runs with her husband Darren. Social media confirms her absence from Gas Monkey Garage accounts, showing that her time there is now part of the past. Whether she and Richard remain friends outside work is not known, but professionally their paths have clearly gone in separate directions. Christie's journey to Gas Monkey Garage was unusual. In a 2013 interview on Richard Rawlings' YouTube channel, she explained how her husband worked as Rawlings' hairstylist. When Rawlings needed an administrator, Christie stepped in. Her first appearance on television came in the episode Frankenstein Ford. She immediately proved her worth, helping the team get the right parts for projects and keeping the workflow organized. One notable project in 2014 involved a supercharged 5.0 L Coyote 58 engine. Christie coordinated the parts schedules and communication, making sure the project stayed on track while the mechanics focused on technical details. Her role went beyond office work. She often managed team dynamics, including handling Tom, a hyperactive mechanic who could cause issues in the workspace. Christie had the difficult task of keeping him focused, reminding him when to quiet down or step out. In interviews, she joked about Tom's troubles, saying he could probably win a battle against a sickly ape. Such moments showed her patience and sense of humor, qualities that made her irreplaceable to the garage team. Christie's tattoos were also a small but important part of her identity at Gas Monkey Garage. Like Rawlings, she had visible tattoos, and one, a barbed wire around her ankle, reminded her of her younger self. These markings showed confidence and individuality, traits that helped her handle the pressures of the busy workshop and the attention that came with appearing on a popular reality television show. So the big question most times is, what happened to Fast and Loud? While Christie moved on from the garage, Fast and Loud reached a natural conclusion. Richard Rawlings revealed in the Joe Rogan Experience podcast that he left Discovery Channel to become a free agent. He wanted to explore new opportunities and felt limited by the network. Though the show aired for 16 seasons, it would not return to television. Fans were saddened, but Gas Monkey Garage did not disappear. The shop continued working on car restorations, builds, and automotive projects. But instead of being filmed for television, these activities moved online. Rawlings embraced YouTube as a platform for the garage, sharing both large and small projects. This included full restorations, casual builds, car exhibitions, and auctions. The garage also created videos about special trips such as visits to car shows and events attracting automotive fans. The online presence allowed the team to showcase their skills without the constraints of television schedules or network oversight. Gas Monkey Garage expanded its reach through social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. These platforms helped the team engage with fans through contests, giveaways, and interactive events. The move online also meant a smaller and more focused team. While the show required a large cast and support staff, the YouTube and social media era relies mostly on mechanics and a few videographers. Rawlings expressed pride in how much the team could accomplish without constant input from producers. This new model allowed the garage to maintain high-quality builds while adapting to digital content trends. Fast and Loud no doubt left a legacy not only for car enthusiasts but also for the individuals who worked on it. Christie Brimberry's contributions remain part of that legacy. Though she is no longer seen on television, the skills she displayed managing projects, coordinating the team, and handling business operations continue to resonate with fans who remember her presence. The show's popularity paved the way for online platforms to become central to automotive entertainment, and Gas Monkey Garage remains a key player. Christie's departure from the garage allowed her to explore new opportunities and focus on personal projects. She devoted more time to her family, celebrating milestones. Even though she stepped back from public television, Christie's story shows the lasting impact of her work at Gas Monkey Garage and Fast and Loud. She helped define the culture of the workshop, balancing chaos with organization, professionalism, and care for the team. Fans remember her not just for appearing on screen, but for keeping the garage running smoothly behind the scenes. Her influence continues as the garage grows online, and viewers revisit classic episodes. Christie's move to online content also showed how reality stars can redefine their presence after television. Through her social media activity, Christie showed a remarkable ability to maintain control of her public image. She avoided being defined solely by her past on television or her health struggles. Instead, she became a figure of strength, showing that personal and professional life can continue successfully after facing so much tragedy. The end of Fast and Loud marked the closure of one chapter, but Gas Monkey Garage continued to evolve. The shop's online content attracted a loyal audience who appreciated the mechanic's skill and Rawlings's vision. Fans followed the Garage YouTube channel to watch restorations, builds, auctions, and behind-the-scenes glimpses into automotive craftsmanship. The Garage also expanded its online events, offering interactive experiences that television could not provide. These developments allowed the relevant to maintain its legacy without television exposure. Christie Brimberry's life after the show, on the other hand, is a mixture of adaptation, survival, and quiet influence. She left television fame behind, but stayed connected to fans and the automotive world through online platforms. Her focus shifted to family, health, and entrepreneurship, showing that success is not limited to visibility on screens.